Hola mis amigos and welcome back to Betsy V Lifestyle. I'm finally doing a video talking about how I started blogging and how I continue to blog and ask questions about YouTube and how all of that intertwines into making a business out of it. I'm finally just answering your questions. I had people always ask me questions and I'm like, why are you asking me questions? Like, I am not that knowledgeable. But then I'm like, wait, I do have some knowledge. Like, I do know a few things. I don't know everything, but I know what I went through and what I've done, and I guess I am a little bit of a professional. So real quick before you start watching, give this video a thumbs up so you can continue watching, and subscribe so you get more videos on. And if you guys are interested in what you heard and have more questions, make sure you guys let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer them. FYI, I think I'm gonna have a blog post associated with this video, so anything like the websites to the networks that you guys are interested in or more information, I'll leave it in the description box below. This here is my handy dandy notebook. When I do videos like this for YouTube, I make sure I jot down notes so I don't forget what to say, because that's happened a lot where I'm just doing a video and I just spew out a bunch of things and I'm like, oh, I forgot to mention this, I forgot to mention that. So jotting down, that's a good one. Jot down anything that's in here that you are arguing with yourself about or you have ideas about. Jot them down. I use my phone a lot and I jot down notes there for video ideas or blog post ideas, and you'll never forget. I started 5 years ago. My daughter was born, and then a month into me being a stay-at-home mom, I used to be a case planner for kids in foster care. I got super bored, so I'm like, okay, you're cute and all, Deanna, but like what can I do? And I can't remember how I knew what blogging was, but for some reason I said I want to start writing everything that's in my head because I have a lot to say. And thankfully I had a friend who, I had a website up already, and that was for like my pictures that I was taking and stuff like that. So I asked him, I was like, is there a section you could put for me to blog? And he did that, and from there I just started blogging. And guys, I don't know what I was gonna blog about. Like, there was no specific niche. Like, there wasn't, I'm okay, I'm gonna be a music blogger, or I'm gonna be a food blogger or lifestyle blogger. I was just like, okay, I want to write about my Essie nail polish. I want to write about my Essie nail polish. That was a blog post. I don't know how, but it was. I wrote about Trey's, one of Trey's music albums that had came out, and I reviewed that. And another one of my very first blog posts was how me and my boyfriend got together. It was through MySpace. Yeah, you gotta read that blog post. It's funny. When I first started out, it wasn't, I'm gonna start writing and make all this money and work with brands. I did it because I wanted to do it. It wasn't even a business for me. I didn't know it was a business for people. So it wasn't like, oh, I wanna work with TJ Maxx and Target and Marshalls and JetBlue. I didn't know that was possible. I just did it because I really just wanted to talk. I didn't take blogging serious until last year. Do you freaking believe that? Was it last year? No, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. It was when I went to some blogger network. I don't know how they found me, but I think it was through a hashtag, and I went to their event. I didn't know bloggers like that. I just knew, I think, like 2 bloggers at that time. And my friend Lily from Jersey Fashionista, she was supposed to come with me, and there was a snowstorm, I think, the day before. So she wasn't gonna make it. She was all the way in New Jersey, and I'm like, babe, I don't want to go by myself. Like, I was so shy. I do YouTube, but I'm still so shy. And he's like, no, you're going. I was like, so I sucked it up and I went, and I'm so happy I went. You guys, networking is key to anything you want to do in life, whether it's blogging, whether it's blogging, whether it's being a nurse, whether it's being a bartender. Like, networking, the people you know, they're like, oh, take this test, why don't you go to this conference, oh, I know someone that's the owner at this bar. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, going out there, putting yourself out there, going to these networking events is so important, and I never went to them until like 2 years ago. At this networking event, some girl came up to me. She was like, I think I know you. You're always on the Facebook groups posting up your videos. I was like, yeah, that's me. And then she introduced me to all her friends, and we all became cool. And they introduced me to Facebook groups. I didn't know there were like Facebook groups for bloggers and YouTubers. So from there, that's when it kind of like set off. I'm like, these girls are doing their thing. They were freaking amazing at it. So I definitely learned a lot from them, and some tricks and how to speak to people, how to introduce yourself to people. And one blogger that really showed me the ropes, I was able to walk with her during, I think, Blogger Bash 2 years ago when I met her, Danielle Wilson from Della's Jubilation. She said, just come with me, just listen to how I talk. And I was like, oh, that's how you do it. Hi, my name is .cv. I'm a blogger, and I also do YouTube, and I would love to collaborate with you guys and that, or just ask questions. Like, I learned to ask, well, you know, to ask questions, but how to ask questions. Like, oh, what's this? What's the price range for this toy set or whatever it was? So after that, I got more and more confident, and you just start going to these events, and you know what you're doing. My number one advice would be to go to conferences. Even if you're just starting out, you're learning, you're putting yourself in the environment of other bloggers / vloggers, and you're learning. You're like, oh, you can build relationships with people, and they can help you along your journey. Joining Facebook groups is also another big thing. Literally just type in blogging, mom blogger, dad blogger, lifestyle blogger, and you'll find a list of things, and you can ask to join, or if you know somebody maybe that could get you in there. It's really, it's huge, and they always have like opportunities out there for you to work with brands or with them, and they sometimes have the emails to brands, so you could definitely get a lot of help through there. Networks is something else you definitely should join. Networks are great, but they also play the middleman. So you're not working directly with a brand, you're working with the middleman that has the contact to the brand. So you're still gonna get paid, but you're not gonna get paid much as if you would if you work directly with the brand. So for instance, one network is We All Grow, and I started working with We All Grow, you know, signing up to their campaigns, and I got Johnson's Baby time and time again. I guess Johnson's Baby really liked me. Eventually, Johnson's Baby was like, we want an ambassadorship program. So they already worked with me through the network, We All Grow, and now I work directly with Johnson's Baby. So if it wasn't for working with We All Grow, or any other network that you could have worked with, you probably wouldn't have worked with that brand, you know? So it was, networks are great, I love them. I rather work with the brand directly, but sometimes you can't, so working with the middleman, such as the network, is okay with me. So here's some networks you can join. As I mentioned, We All Grow, Tap Influence, Gen.Video, Everywhere Agency, Shop Style Collective, Demon Media, NoFab Collective Bias, Acorn Influence, Brand Backer, Eve Made Media. Those are a few. There's a whole bunch of networks, but these networks I worked with, I named 10, I worked with 8. Because there's like a network in that they require a lot. And I'm just like, oh my god, I can't fill this all out. Like, they were like, what are you gonna do? What are your ideas on this campaign? I don't know my ideas. You haven't given me much to work with. So I don't know what my idea is yet, you know? But other from that, they're great networks. When I started blogging, all I knew was I wanted to blog about whatever was in this little brain of mine. And my boyfriend was always like, you need a niche, you need a niche, you need a niche, you need a niche, you need a niche. You need to do motherhood, fashion, or lifestyle, or travel. I was like, no. As an individual, my interests vary. I love everything. I love beauty, I love fashion, I love travel, I love lifestyle, I love parenthood. So you can't just keep telling me to pick a niche when I have many niches. So I'm a strong believer in you don't need to have a specific niche. There's so many people out there that their blog names had fashion and beauty, and now they're like, crap, I want to change that because I don't want to just concentrate on beauty and fashion or travel. I think lifestyle is the best way to go, and just incorporate a bunch of other things in there. So on my blog, if you visit it, betsy-b.com, you see that I have my categories. My beauty and fashion is one, my lifestyle is another one, I have home, I have lifestyle, travel, and a giveaway section. And that's just how I did it, and that's how I'm gonna continue doing it. If you want to become a blogger for the benefits of getting free things, sure, you could do it, but don't just do it for that, because it's then gonna be just work. I love doing this. So in the beginning, I never got paid because, again, I never thought of this as a business. So they would send me products and it was all free. I would put my blood, sweat, and tears into a blog post, social media post, and get nothing for it. Not until I was like, wait, I want to get paid. And when you start asking for money, I know you're gonna be very like shy and what if they say no? Well, if they're not shy or embarrassed to ask you to review the product for free, then why are you shy to ask them like, where's my money? In the beginning, you're not gonna get anything. You're gonna get probably like a free product in exchange for your review, and that's okay. It's gonna be like that for a while until you start building your resume. Your blog post is your resume. Your social media is your resume, which then goes into having quality pictures. A lot of people take pictures with their cell phones. I can't do that. My cell phone sucks. So I use my Canon G7Xs, which you're on right now. The camera that I vlog with. They take great pictures. So then I just, you know, press the Wi-Fi button, and it goes to my phone, and I start editing through there. But good quality pictures are important. Make sure it's good lighting. I mean, bloggers out there don't have great quality photos, but they still get a lot of deals. So it's not, I guess, that huge of an importance, but it is, I don't know. Does that make sense? Make sure you have a professional email. Your email could be your name, consuela.bananahammock@gmail.com. But my email is blog, B-L-O-G, @betsy-b.com. Go through Gmail and you can design it how you want, having your website in your email, which I think is super cool. So when you get a campaign from a network, or if you just get it on your own from a brand, make sure you get everything out there on time. If they say they need it by August 30th, you better have it by August 30th. You better have all your social shares by August 30th. You better have that blog post, that video, whatever you guys spoke about in your agreement, you better have it out there. So I just recently worked with Carters through Everywhere Society, and they didn't ask me to do a video, but I did a video on my own, and I didn't really do it to get much brownie points. I wanted some brownie points, so I went above and beyond. Sometimes going above and beyond is really good, because they might see that and be like, maybe I have another idea. The next time there's another campaign around, I would really like her to also do a video, and maybe we'll pay her more. Do you know what I just did there? So I love doing video as well, so it wasn't like it took that much time out of my day to film and edit it. But that's always something you want to do. You always want to go above and beyond with a PR agency or a brand, so they see that and see that you're a hard worker. So how do I work with brands? It's sometimes through an agency, but also because I've reached out. So for instance, I've been working with Famous Footwear since I think the beginning of this year, or like the end, I think it was like the end of last year. And that's because I messaged them through Instagram and I asked who I could speak to on their PR team. And bada bing, bada boom, they answered back. And I've been working with them since then, and it's been amazing. I reach out to whoever I want to work with, Twitter, Facebook, their website. This one's have the emails on their websites, Instagram. I've called like hotels. When we went to California, I worked with Indigo Hotel, and that's because I called and left a message, sent an email, follow-up email. Follow-up emails are so important. Once you send that initial email, within a week or two, week and a half, 2 weeks, you don't want to be like desperate unless you're on a time crunch, then a week. But usually like within a week and a half, I'll email again, and I won't send the same email. I'm just like following up. Hey, good morning, Jill. Just wanted to see if you received my email from a week, 2 weeks ago. Hope to speak to you soon. Because sometimes they get bombarded with so many emails, they could miss it, or sometimes they did read it and didn't like it, but at least they'll be like, okay, let me respond, like I don't like you, you know. So definitely follow-up emails are important. In the email, I've learned to, because this is the issue I have as well sometimes, like what do I write? introduce yourself. Hey, well, they don't say hey, good morning, good afternoon. If you have their name, it's even better. This is another thing. What do you put in emails? You introduce yourself. You make it short and sweet. Good morning, good afternoon, whoever. Say who you are, why you love their brands, a little bit of your numbers, and what you're asking for. I'm asking to work with you on my visits to California. I think this would be a great hotel to stay at. And introduce my audience to a new hotel rather than the same old hotel that everyone always goes to, for instance. In exchange, I could do a blog post, video post, social media post, or whatever you want to do for them, and see what happens. I've gotten no's before, okay, and I'm like, dang man, I really wanted to work with them, but I'll try again in a few months. And once my numbers go up and stuff like that, I'll be like, and I have more work to prove. So I wanted to start doing travel since last year, and there wasn't much traveling. We did, but I'm like, you know what, I'm still gonna work on travel. I go to Pennsylvania, I'm gonna write a blog post on when we go to Pennsylvania to see Boy Toy's family. I'm gonna write a review when we go to Montauk and see the lighthouse. Like little things like that in my neighborhood, I would do travel posts for. And little by little, you start explaining, okay, let me go to a different state and let me go do this and that. And I worked with my first traveling agency. It was a few weeks ago when we went to Pennsylvania to Bucks County. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. So that was like my first official one. It's small. I mean, it was only like a short road trip away, but I'm like, this is amazing that they wanted to work with me. They saw potential in my work, and I went above and beyond with the videos. I did blog posts on top of that. I did really great pictures on my social media, and hopefully this leads to more things, like you'll find me out to Nashville. I'm obsessed with going to Nashville, like Boston or Hawaii. So little by little, it's gonna take a lot of work. I still have to do a lot more in travel, but also, for instance, like home. I love home stuff, so I started writing more blog posts on home, and I'm hopefully want to work with Home Depot and Raymour and Flanagan, Marshalls and stuff like that. But Home Depot, they declined one of my proposals, and that might be because I don't have a lot of home social media posts and blog posts and video, whatever it is. So I understand, but I'm working more on that. So whatever you want to do, you want to write on food, start writing blog posts on food. Start putting pictures up on your social media about food, beauty, whatever it is. You have to work towards it. You can't just assume that they're gonna be like, oh, you have a pretty face, I'm gonna send you to a trip to Hawaii for free, all expenses paid. Like, no, it's not gonna happen. And if it does, hook me up. Last thing, again, getting paid. In the beginning, you're not gonna get paid, so it might be a year and a half after you get paid or something. I really don't know, because I never really cared about making it a business, so I can't really tell you how long it's gonna be. But as long as you write consistent blog posts every week, I've taken a month off, and I'm like, I'm well deserving of that because I do YouTube. I was doing YouTube every day. I still kind of do YouTube every day, and YouTube has definitely helped as well with my blogs, because I'm like, I can offer a blog post and a video, or a video instead of a blog post. So that has definitely helped me. But be consistent. Don't take months off. Like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I remember once when a company asked me, like, well, what do you charge to attend an event? And I'm like, you pay me to attend an event? Like, what? And I undercharged, and she's like, no, I think you're worth $350. I was like, me? And that was like huge. I was like, what? $350? I was like, okay. I never undercharged again. So yeah, you guys, you gotta work hard for it. There was one brand I recently worked with, and it was a jewelry company, accessory company, and they weren't paying. But I went back and I said, oh, and I right back, I'm like, oh, it sounds great. What a lovely beep, what a lovely thing. I would love to work with you guys. What is your budget? Or I'll give them my price on how I would share. Like, social media shares is one price, a video is one price, a blog post is another price. If you use all three, that's a different price. You set your price. I don't believe in, well, if you divide your following, with my Instagram following is like 4,000, divide that by the number of comments that you get, add the number of likes. Like, no, I'm charging you this much because listen, you put effort into that blog post, right? You think about, you construct a story. You have to edit that story. You have to take pictures, edit those pictures. You're doing a video, you have to edit the video, get the footage. It takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work, time away from your family, your kids, cooking, your personal life. I'm literally up vlogging and vlogging until midnight, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning. When I worked on the Carter's video for my daughter, I'm like, I just want to work. So I worked until 3 o'clock in the morning to do that video. So why are you letting a company give you nothing in return for that work? I'm not saying they're gonna pay you millions of dollars, or not. They're not gonna pay you probably $1,000, depending who you are and what your status is and stuff like that. But someone like me who's a small blogger, like, I'm not, no, I love it, but you need to pay me. And she, you know, they wrote back and said, oh, we don't have a budget, but what do you usually charge? So I gave them my fees. Like, all right, let me talk to my manager, and she, you know, they get back to me. They're like, okay, well, how? And we started negotiating. They're like, okay, how about no video in the blog posts and social shares? And I said, that's fine, and they paid me. I really did like what they were gonna give me, but I'm like, I love my money more, so I need the product and the money, and it worked. And if they weren't gonna pay me, then I wasn't gonna do it anyways. Like, I really don't need that. I want it, but I don't need it. So you guys, be strong. The world of the blogging and vlogging world is not oversaturated, okay? If we keep using that word oversaturated, then there won't be enough doctors in this world, and lawyers, and janitors, and teachers, and babysitters. And just everything is oversaturated in this world. So there is room for a blogger to grow. There is room for a vlogger to grow. And it's gonna be hard work, because I've been doing this for 4 years, and I'm not a millionaire yet. But maybe one day, maybe in the 5th year, maybe I'll get lucky. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video so much. I hope it helped. Any specific questions you guys have, let me know in the comments below. Email me, blog@betsy-b.com, and subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my daily vlogs. You see my beautiful children and my boys over at That's Betsy V. Follow me on Instagram, That's Betsy V, and yeah, show me love, I show you love. Adiós, mis amigos. Mwah.